Extension cords, you plug them in, you get power, that's it, right? Wrong. Can you tell me the difference between these two cords? Probably not. Most people don't realize the safety concerns they create as soon as they plug one of these in. I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know about extension cords. I'm Will, the home detective guy. Let's take a closer look. So I set up something that I commonly see at people's houses and at construction sites. And this is an elaborate and very long extension cord. I've got probably about 6 extension cords all plugged in together. It makes about 150 feet of extension cord. And this is 16 gauge wire extension cord, which is something you can easily find at Home Depot. And that's usually what people have on their property is 16 gauge, which is pretty small as far as wire goes. But if you follow me into this shop, you'll see why I set this up. So we've got, this is just a miter saw. It has an electric motor and it needs electricity to fire up, right? So what I'm gonna do is first show you what this saw sounds like when it is running off of that 150 feet of 16 gauge extension cord. You can see how slow that took. It didn't even get up to the RPMs that it should because that 150 feet of extension cord is just slowing down the electricity. This is a dedicated circuit just for the saw, so it's a nice short run. And listen to this saw. That's what it's supposed to sound like. And the reason that it is sounding so slow on that 150 feet of extension cord is because it's building up resistance as it goes down the line. 150 feet of undersized 16 gauge wire. It's built up so much resistance that electricity is not getting to the end of that wire like it is on a short run dedicated for this. So what we're causing is this motor to never get up to its full potential, and we're causing an overuse of this poor 16 gauge extension cord, which if we walk back outside, I'll show you where it's actually starting to melt just from me playing with the saw today. And the reason it's melting is because resistance in electricity equals heat. And when you throw heat at an extension cord that's not supposed to get this hot, what does it do? It melts. And when it melts, you add to that fire potential, which is what causes people's houses to burn down. This wire, this connection you can see is melting. And that's because it's a poor connection as well as an overloaded connection, which is causing the casing here to melt. And as soon as that melts enough and those contacts come together, hot and neutral wire touch, then you get a spark, an arc flash, and that's what lights people's houses on fire. Electronic equipment like this saw, this bandsaw, even your toaster or your blender in your house. Many of them come with a plug. It looks like this, but it has 3 prongs, which is a neutral, hot side, and ground. And sometimes you get an extension cord like this one that doesn't have those 3 prongs. And what I see people do all the time, including contractors on job sites, is they take and they'll cut the ground off of this plug. This ground is here for a reason. It's an equipment ground that's going to help protect the user of this saw if there's ever a malfunction inside the electrical components. Meaning they're not going to get electrocuted if there's an issue inside this saw. So if you cut away that ground, you just removed your safety. and then you're potentially going to electrocute yourself. So first, don't do that. And the second thing I see when you have a plug like this is people will buy maybe an adapter, and that adapter will have the 3 prongs in it that looks like this. But then the other side of it will be a plug that can plug directly into just the 2 prongs. Same issue, you've just eliminated that equipment ground, which is a safety device. So don't do that. I know you've seen these before. This is a extension cord that's been repaired. Somebody probably cut it accidentally, maybe with a skill saw. And they're like, well, I can fix it. Because Home Depot sells repair pieces for it. So the problem is they're very rarely put on properly, like this one. You can see the casing of the extension cord is gone here, and you've got the wires exposed. There is insulation on those wires, but it's supposed to have the protective layer of casing from the extension cord still. So this is unsafe. Even this one here was done a little shoddy still. This is how most of them look. The moral of the story is don't repair your extension cord, throw it away and go get a new one. And while you're at it, get a 14 gauge or a 12 gauge extension cord instead of these crap 16 gauge extension cords, which are a danger waiting to happen. Extension cords like these come in all different shapes and sizes and different uses. And if you don't understand what the actual use is for your extension cord, you could be getting yourself in a lot of trouble. So the first thing you want to do is learn what you're using for an extension cord. If you look here, you can see this is a normal plug and a normal-ish looking extension cord. And what you do is you go to the store and you buy your extension cord and you plug it in and you plug it into whatever you're trying to use, and that's all you think about. But what you don't realize is that you just extended the professionally installed wiring system of your house or structure, whatever you're plugging into. That means you're playing electrician for the day. Every extension cord comes with its own size, gauging, and use. Meaning some wires, some extension cords like this are rated to be outside, some are rated to get wet, some are not. And you need to know if you're using the right cord. All extension cords nowadays have a listing right on them that tells you what the thickness of the wire is and what kind of use it's for. So make sure you pay attention and you understand what you're using before you use it. This is a 16 gauge extension cord. This is usually what you find in people's houses. You can buy them so easily at Home Depot or any hardware store. But what you have to understand is that in your house, you're going to have a circuit that's most likely a minimum of 14 gauge, which is thicker than 16 gauge, which means it's rated for more electricity, in layman's terms, than a 16 gauge extension cord. So in a sense, when you're plugging your 16 gauge extension cord into that circuit through this plug, you're using an undersized wire, which is the stupidest thing in the world. What you want to do, ideally, is use a wire like this, which I can tell is a 12 gauge. Because then you're at least using an oversized wire for the circuit that can handle it, meaning that it's going to continuously be protected. If you use an undersized wire, you're going to potentially melt it. If you use an oversized wire like this, you should be safe. In an ideal situation, the use of an extension cord would be for a temporary, only temporary basis, meaning you're going to plug something in right now because you need to use it right now, and then you're going to unplug it and put it away afterwards. You're not going to leave it there for 6 years, run it through your wall so that it's there permanently because it's not what it's intended for, and that's how you cause damage to your house or hurt somebody. The other thing you want to think about is using as little, as far as length goes, extension cord as possible. The longer the length of the extension cord, the more potential for issues to happen. Like we talked about before, burning out your equipment, causing fires due to resistance and heat buildup in that wire. So you want to use short wire, ideally 8 feet maximum, if you can. Only use really long wire for short-term, low voltage use, meaning you gotta plug in a light maybe someplace that's far away. Don't connect it to a really powerful saw or compressor or something like that. When you're plugging your extension cord in for exterior use, You want to, one, make sure that your extension cord is rated for exterior use. Some of them are not. Those little thin white ones with little flat plugs on them, those are for inside. Don't use them outside. But what you also want to make sure is that you're using a plug that's GFCI protected. GFCI protected receptacle is going to have that little push button. In some cases, it's protected down the line. But either way, you want to confirm that it's GFCI protected before you plug it in and use your pressure washer, electric pressure washer outside, because that's water and electricity, and it's very dangerous. So this receptacle here is a weatherproof style receptacle cover, but it does not mean that it is GFCI protected. Visual from the outside, it doesn't look like it is, and I happen to know that this receptacle is not GFCI protected on the inside either. So this is actually not a receptacle that you want to use for exterior use, ideally, because again, water and electricity are not good friends. This is another adapter that you'll be able to find. This is for a camper or an RV. Basically, this is how you plug in your RV so that you have power to it. But what this does is it reduces your 30 amp normal RV plug down to just a 20 or 15 amp style plug. Meaning you're undersizing your current and amperage rating to your camper than what your camper is rated for. The potential for an issue here is that you could be drawing more power from your camper through this wire than your extension cord and your plug will be rated for, which is a possible burn down your house scenario. This is what a receptacle looks like that has been plugged in with an extension cord that's powering an RV. 30 amps being drawn to the RV for air conditioning, refrigerator, maybe a microwave. That's plugged in with an adapter to an extension cord into this 15 amp receptacle. That's why it melted. And you can see why it's so easy to burn down your house when these type of adapters are readily available for anybody who doesn't understand what they're doing to plug in and to utilize. Extension cords are fun. I hope you learned something about them today. I love educating people and keeping them safe. If you like to be educated, follow for more content.